dear Pisces. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of January 2019 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are soon entering into Capricorn season, so happy birthday all Capricorns out there, and also merry festive seasons and a happy new year. I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, and you can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. And thank you all for liking, watching, commenting, donating, and subscribing to my channel. I am super grateful for all of your appreciation. This is a general reading for Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. And for this reading, I will use the Crystal Tarot with Elisabetta Trevisan, and I will start shuffling your cards. So, my dear Pisces, when I open your deck here, I see the Page of Swords together with the Four of Cups. This is someone not liking what they are feeling. It's someone looking at the situation and how they want it to be and how it really is, and they don't like how they feel. They kind of want to alter what they feel so it would fit the logic in the situation. So, for example, it might be a person that doesn't want to show love. They don't want to be in love, and they try to find a way around being in love. Or it might be a person being in love with a person that's not ideal, and therefore they are trying to not feel the love or trying to disconnect from it. For some of you others, you might be dealing with like a player kind of personality that has, you see, it's a chessboard, and they kind of want to have love to a certain degree, like a person eating in moderation, and they don't want to have like the same meal every day, but maybe go on different restaurants and keep themselves like content, but they don't want to live their life with passion, if that can make any sense to you. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light, and here we have the Knave of Chalices together with the Knave of Swords. So it's the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords. Poor Pisces, okay, dealing with a person like this, so armored, and this is you, okay. So it's not really, this is the children, so it's the inner children. It's just different ways to survive in the world. One is surviving by trying to find as many beautiful things as possible, making their life very positive, surrounding themselves with love, being friendly towards others, a little bit naive. The other person has maybe is brought up by wolves, I don't know, but they have a very hard-ass way to see the world, and is suspecting that everyone is a liar, and they might even lie themselves to manipulate the situation that they are in. So it's very, very different energies here. Okay, so I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world, and here we have the moon together with the Knave of Swords. So it seems like this swords personality here, they kind of need to open their heart and dive deep into these emotions. They need to leave their plans and schemes behind and make a deep dive. Maybe you have already learned to become more logic, because this is probably what you are supposed to learn in this situation, with these kind of person mirroring you, showing what you have lost, what you are not currently using from your soul, okay, lost soul parts and things like that. This person needs to find their heart, which seems to be a lost soul part. Maybe they felt they couldn't have a heart because it would have hurt so much in the situation that they were in, either in this lifetime or previous lifetimes. This might also be you, of course. I bet there's a lot of Pisces out there that's stone cold, and they don't want to absorb their superpower, which is emotions, because they have learned that this is the best way to survive. Keep yourself on the dry land and, you know, have your plans ready and you know what, foresee the other person's move and be able to counter, make a counter move that's even better and kind of win in this situation. But the divine is calling for this person to make a deep dive in their emotions. So I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Pisces viewers. So I want my dear Pisces to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. Okay, so it's done there. I will just tune in to you Pisces and the energy of January for a few seconds here. So, my dear Pisces, this is your future there, and this is your now, and this is your past. So, in the past we have 6 of Cups. So 6 of Cups is the past life and childhood card, and it's about, so it might have been, what we saw when I shuffled the cards was a childhood pattern, and with the people you are surrounding yourself with today, you probably have a chance to, like you get another chance to fix those childhood patterns. This is what I'm feeling. It might also have been a reconciliation in the past here together with you and someone else, or it might be that you or someone else is you are longing for each other, okay, or one of you are longing for the other. And here we have the now, and it's a 2 of Pentacles. So 2 of Pentacles is when we are not really perfectly comfortable in a situation. It's like that something is required of us in this situation and we don't know exactly what. So we're trying to do the best with the knowledge that we have. And we need to be wise. We need to be adult. We need to make good decisions. We also need to keep ourselves calm and balanced, so we will be able to go through a change. And we see the calm and balanced here, and this is what needs to grow up. So there's a chance in this situation, but there's also a challenge and a change. So a lot of C's there. C. Yes, and this is the future. And here we have the Moon card. So the challenge seemed to be to, if you have a poking emotion that doesn't want to let you go, or you're coming back to the same person or the same kind of situation again and again, you need to look a little bit deeper, like look in the undercurrents or in underneath everything and to try to find the answer. So what is this person really saying? What am I really feeling? And trying to find the answers to that, like getting another type of wisdom that is subconscious for the moment, but can be risen to the surface with your own awareness. So the first card here in your past is the 10 of Cups. So 6 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Some of you have really been with a person that you truly loved, or in a family situation where you truly felt loved, or where you were able to give a lot of love, a lot of unconditional love, very beautiful. So the 10 of Cups, when that card comes, it's not very easy to walk away from these kind of situations. They are very important for us. It usually involves soulmates. We also have the 6 of Cups here, showing that you might have been friends also in past lifetimes. So it's very sweet there. But then we have the 8 of Swords. So 8 of Swords is kind of the pattern, making it impossible for us to be happy, because we have a lot of thoughts and feelings and other things that's getting in the way for us. For example, we have ideas of how a person should be, and we have ideas of how we should be, and all these things leads up to us not being authentically as ourselves, and also we are not feeling good with being in our own skin. So I'm thinking there was a lot of love in the situation, but people had certain patterns and certain like weaknesses in their personality, which were actually lack of self-love. If you don't support yourself, if you don't love yourself, you will be lost in other people's opinions of you, and you will try to live up to other people's expectations, and that is very hard, and it will make most people semi-hysterical or a little bit dramatic, because it's a separation between who you really are and what you're trying to be. So that will unsettle anyone, make them very unbalanced. So even if we love a person to death, if we don't love ourselves, we can't really support or sustain that relationship. And here we have a Queen of Cups. So this will be you, of course, Pisces, in most cases. For some of you, you might be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or another Pisces, or a person that is showing a lot of emotions. So we can say that the Queen of Chalices is over dramatic, because sometimes when she's in unbalanced situations, she is carrying all the emotions, while the other person might not carry so much of that. So it kind of bubbles up in the most sensitive person, in the person that has the most capacity to feel the undercurrents. So if you feel like you are full of emotion and the other person is totally not having any emotions, or on surface doesn't seem to have any emotions, it's probably because you're carrying the other person's load. And for some of you, you might be very sensitive to criticism, with the Eight of Swords here together with the Queen of Cups. So a person like this that gets criticized by parents or other people growing up, teachers, mentors, things like this, might become very self-judgmental, because they are so sensitive to what other people feel. They pick it up, like having a lot of antennas like this, and just picking it up and trying to live up to other people's expectations. And it's not a good way forward. Best way to start to feel calm and settled is to kind of care a little bit more for what you feel in different situations. What do I feel? What do I sense? Instead of trying to make the other person balanced and make them feel good so they will love you. It's much better if you can make yourself feel good in whatever situation you are in. You can still be empathic, but you don't have to be so disturbed with how another person feeling. You can still be interested, like, I feel something is off with you. Can I help you in some way? If the person says, no, there's no problem, and you say, okay, I'm here when you're ready to talk about it. And you don't have to go on worrying and thinking like, oh, it's something wrong, I have done something wrong, it's something here that will blow up in my face later on. You can continue being cool and loving yourself. And then whenever the person is ready to speak, or maybe you ask again, and you will be able to help them still and be empathic still, but you don't have to take kind of the blame or the downfall for how someone else is feeling. For some of you, it might be like enough to just walk into like the mall and you will feel crappy because you're picking up all other people's feelings and like their negative things, the things they are not happy with, and you think maybe in some way you are to blame. But here with the Queen of Swords, it is a great possibility for you to now do this, what I just said, to kind of keep yourself cool in this situation, and not just because you feel a thing, you don't have to take it personally. You are not your feelings. You have your feelings. They give you information, and you take that information and you do the best you can with it, but you don't have to, fall around with the emotion. You can be like the Queen of Swords and, okay, so I analyze this, what I feel, and yeah, I feel it feels like my best friend here is angry with me. So I will ask her, are you angry with me? And the person says, nay, no, I'm not. Nay, okay. And you are okay, fine. If you have something you want to discuss with me, you know where I'm at, okay? And you don't go around making yourself crazy thinking about what it might be she's angry at, okay? You cut that crap out of your head, and you stay in balance. Queen of Swords is a master of balance. She can also be this friend, which I'm sensing, friend or partner that acts like they are not angry, but they are, okay? But you have Eight of Swords and Queen of Swords flanking you here, so you're a little bit on mind territory where there's a lot of landmines, and it's like a spiritual test for you to see to that you love yourself and you don't take things personally. If someone has something to say to you, they can say to your face, okay? And then you can deal with it, but you can't act on assumptions and, you know, their face expression or whatever is going on. Next card is the Eight of Wands. So it's again emphasizing clear, direct communication, okay? Tell it to my face or I won't bother. So you need to start sorting things like this. If they don't tell it to my face, I won't bother, okay? I won't go on thinking, what can I have done wrong? What do they need from me now? You don't need to be a psychic, okay? You don't need to be a psychic. You need to put a little bit more pressure on other people to be able to tell what they need. They might be used to you catching them in these kind of situations and sensing, so they don't have to express themselves so much. They can keep a lot of secrets, and they can be a little bit mysterious, and they can just give you bits and pieces of information, and they feel like they're keeping the attention on themselves, and in the same time that they're getting a lot of love, while you might be feeling very anxious in the situation. So you need to balance this into a better way where the a person that has a problem actually tells you with words instead of you having to sense what might be wrong with them. We always need to look at our friends and loved ones and also other people in our surrounding. We have, of course, a responsibility to see to that everyone is healthy, and if someone is, you know, backing into a corner looking sad and not engaging, they might go into a depression. So we want to be like deal with that kind of problem and show that we are there, but it's not our responsibility if the person doesn't want to open up and share. Here it shows very obvious that the person needs to open up and share. If maybe also they need to tell you your worth. Because that might have been a secret, like people might have acted like you were not worthy in some way. They have kept you down with their criticism while maybe festering a little bit on your emotional reaction, making you dramatic, like a drama queen, either you're a male or a female. They might have gotten a lot of juice from you. Oh, they love me. Oh, I see they have a bad conscience. They care. So they are getting a lot of things, and you are just getting like insecure. So you need to work on that to become more secure and let other people become secure on their own. Like they need to also find their own self-value. You can be there to aid them a little bit, but they need to be able to believe in themselves so much that they can communicate what it is that they feel and feel entitled to do so. I am entitled to tell how I feel, and my friends, they should at least listen, okay? So it seems like there's some kind of problem there with maybe people are feeling like what they feel is wrong, so they should shut up about it. They don't want to be a drama queen. But what they should do, what they are advised to do here, is to actually talk about it in an adult way. Like, this is how I feel. I know it might be crazy, but this is how I felt in that situation. And the person can say, well, that was not my intention to make you feel like that. For me, it was like this. And the other person can say, oh, it's probably some of my childhood patterns making me like very overly sensitive, and therefore I assume that you were ill-willed in this situation when you weren't. and the situation is solved. 8 of Wands is solutions. It's about talking things through and getting very clear responses. For some of you, the truth that was said here might have not been so pleasant. And for some of you, it was just a part of the truth. Like a person saying one truth that you have been afraid of, that was the truth, but they haven't admitted to it before. Now they admit to that. But I think there's a deeper truth if we dive a little bit deeper. So if you were fearful, for example, that a person didn't really love you, and then they said, well, I don't really love you, that's the truth. But that's just one truth, okay? At the stage where they were able to penetrate at that moment, they might find a deeper truth within. When we accept certain truths on a certain level, it gives us the key or access to the next level. So they're deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper truths, like even more truths. Okay. Oh, and here we have a Queen of Wands, and she comes underneath the 10 of Chalices. So this is when these two individuals that's a little bit extreme are getting a little bit better balance. This is a person not feeling over dramatic, but actually feeling comfortable with their emotions and not feeling bitchy for saying what they feel, actually feeling entitled to be able to say what they feel. So it's a little bit more warm and generous individual. I think it's you, Pisces, that have become you accepted yourself in some way. So you accept you are not a drama queen, and you're not bitchy for saying what you feel or need or how you saw a certain situation. So you actually like give yourself, it's self-entitlement. Sometimes it can go overboard, of course, someone thinking that they are always right, but in this case it feels healthy, specifically with the 10 of Cups above. It feels like, okay, unconditional love, not only for other people but also for myself. So you have become very strong here, and I'm thinking you are much less easy manipulated. So that's a very good thing. Okay. Yes, and next card is the Sun. So Queen of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is usually Leo. Might be connected also with Gemini. We have Gemini above the head here. 8 of Swords is Gemini, and this is 2 twins. So Leo, Gemini kind of energy. It's about with Gemini, it's like excavating new kind of truths and looking at things from that person's side, my side, this side, the other side, looking at things from a lot of different perspective. And with Leo comes a certain warmth and authority, which decides that, okay, this is what I'm going to go with. This is the truth, as much truth we can get out of this situation right now. So this is what we will kind of the decision we will make about how this situation is. So for example, if a person here said, well, they gave you some information that was the most truthful they could be at that moment, and it might have been a truth that they wanted also to savor you from, but here you take it, and you take it like a grown-up person, we can say. It doesn't really make you so unbalanced. It actually makes you grow in some sense and actually balance yourself more, instead of making yourself thrown off by thinking, okay, that person didn't love me, or they look at me in this negative way, or you just, okay, so that's, it's like the truth made you calmer. The truth made you found like some kind of solidity in this ever-changing kind of environment that you seem to be in. With the 2 of Pentacles, it can be very stressful with like you try to make this person happy while you're trying to make yourself happy, and no one is really happy. But here you just, okay, so I accept the truth, and I accept that this is how you feel, and now I know what I have to deal with. So it's very clear, instead of being lost in an illusion where you maybe they are thinking like this, maybe they are thinking like that, maybe they are thinking like feeling this for me, or they are feeling that for me. Here you just, okay, so this is the truth that they said right now. It might not feel 100% authentic, because the person might still have blockages. But you take the truth for what they said right now, and if they said it, they kind of need to stand up for it as well. If a person, for example, say, well, I think you are not as a good friend anymore because you have stopped helping me with this and that, and you say, well, I have other things on my plate right now, and I can't be as much use as I were before. And the person says, well, okay, then I guess we are not as good friends as we were before. Then you don't let this, pick on your consciousness. You don't you don't let it make you feel bad. Okay, you kind of, okay, so the person can't accept that I am preoccupied with my stuff right now, and they are judging me for it. That's not personal. That's about them. That's about them having certain requirements of me, and they can't love me unconditionally, but I do. So it's like you're taking your own side in this situation. I just give example. It can be like lovers here. Maybe a lover, yes, it's some kind of situation where we don't see really eye to eye anyway, but some kind of truth comes out. So that's as much as I can say without being too specific, because this is a general reading. And here we have the 9 of Cups, so again showing the self-love. The 10 of Cups above your head, and the 9 of Cups here in your future and underneath you as well. So you choose yourself. So I want to make applause and, bow before you. Great Pisces, this is beautiful. You decide to, okay, so I can't be everything for everyone else. I can't always, see into the future and imagine what they will need and be there to catch them. I am a limited person in a body with limitation, and I can't continue freaking myself out by trying to live up to other people's expectations. So I will be myself, and the best version of myself, and I will align with myself. I will trust myself. I will back myself up. And the result is that you feel content and happy and at peace in this moment. So it's a freedom to this. I think this might have been your worst nightmare before, that someone wasn't happy with you 100%. And now it's fine. You don't have to live up to their expectations. You actually find out that you have expectations, that you have needs also that needs to be filled. And if no one else wants to fill them, you fill them yourself. So you are kind of self-sufficient in this situation, and you don't have to become so sad or upset if someone isn't 100% on your side. And underneath the Queen of Swords, we have the little Knave of Chalices. So I'm thinking this is also opening the heart of the other person. Maybe you spoiled them a little, or when you were always there, knowing how they felt, knowing what they needed, and they never had to really discuss with you openly what they actually felt. You just jumped to assumptions, and you kind of spared them from the truth. But now you didn't spare them from the truth, and they didn't spare themselves from the truth either, and they come up as much more genuine. But this is a beginner in love also with the Knave of Chalices. So it seems like the Page of Swords has actually been forced to be faced with their feelings. So that's a good thing. And we have a 10 of Pentacles. So if you got bad news in the past, like someone was telling the truth, it is definitely deeper dimensions to this. It seems like the person wants to be your forever friend or forever lover, or forever your family member, or your go-to girl or go-to guy. So it hasn't really changed. It's just that maybe you changed a lot, and they were a little bit surprised by that change. So the truth that they told you were the truth of how they felt then, but it really didn't change the deeper feelings that they might have had for you. So it's actually like you're earning more respect here with the Ten of Pentacles. It feels like people are starting to respect and love you in a much more, you know, a better way. Instead of you having to do things to make them love you, they can love you for who you are, and you don't have to be this psychic trying to figure out what people need. They need to actually tell you. So it seems, you know, like minor things has been adjusted and calibrated into a better thing, a better minor problem. And here we have the future, and this is the Hermit. So Hermit is Virgo energy. So we kind of have all the queens here. This queen comes in the form of a Virgo. We have the Libra queen and the Cancer queen and the Aries queen, and here the Virgo, but it's not the queen, it's the major arcana. So I'm thinking this is what you're doing. You're starting to treat your body as a temple, and this is what's important for you now, not people in your surrounding. So you're starting to, you know, acknowledge how you feel inside and what's going on with you, instead of being so focused on what other people feel, if they love you, if they don't love you, what they want, what they don't want. You're starting to get to know yourself in a very beautiful way. And it's just because you just chose to not be unbalanced in this situation, to not let it unsettle you, to not let it touch you on a personal level, actually making it more about the other person, that, okay, this is how they feel, but this is how I feel. I know myself, and you're even getting to know yourself even better here. With Seven of Swords, and it comes underneath Eight of Swords. So you're diving deeper into this, why you are feeling like such a bad person, or why you are feeling that, why did you have this feeling in the first place that you were not good enough as the person that you were. So you're really looking very closely into what you are made of, that makes you, like the different ideas you have of yourself, that makes you feel like you are unworthy in some way. Eight of Swords, Seven of Swords, and these two children. It's some Six of Cups, some kind of childhood pattern that you and you have it a little bit like behind your back. So it might be people still, you know, continuing to smack talking you behind your back or gossiping about you, but it doesn't touch you as much. When we have people gossiping about us, it's usually because we ourselves say words inside of ourselves that's negative about ourselves. Okay, so if you have people talking about you, it's just because you're still not fully aligned with yourself. So there's a little bit of hiccup here, but it's just another deeper layer. You know what I said, it's deeper and deeper and deeper truths. So now we are really getting into something, and we have the sun here to aid us. The more awareness you can put into this situation, instead of taking things personally or get upset, if someone calls you up and say, did you hear what they were saying about you? And you kind of say, okay, interesting, tell me. Ah, okay, so they are saying I'm like that and I'm like this. And you can see if this is triggering something inside of you, because if it does, it's probably things that, like assumptions that you still have about you. Maybe that someone once told you, and it has gotten stuck. So you work with that. Then you say, okay, that was the assignment for the day. Thank you so much. Thank also the gossiping people that gave me the information. Now I will work it through. So because whenever you don't have more wounds inside of you or things that you doubt about yourself, the information won't even rise to your awareness that someone is, you know, it doesn't matter. I don't care. It's up to them. They are free to talk about whatever they want. But if it's still stabbing you somewhere, it feels like it's making a ripple effect inside of you. It's still a wound that needs to be attended to. And here we have the Chariot. So I'm thinking you're getting more and more into this energy of I don't care, I don't give a crap. It's not bitter particularly, it's more freedom into this. You have both the Queen of Chalices, Nine of Cups, and this Chariot. So you're well on your way to your beautiful new future, which are far more healthy than the past that you have been living in. So this is you really like looking more into the future and what you can change, how you can, you know, love yourself better and make your life better than to worry about the past and what people are saying and what they are doing. It's not significant. But you have 2 sevens here, so it's not like a challenge you can just skip over. It's not a block either. It's just a challenge, and you need to go through it. But I think with the Chariot here that you will go through with flying colors. You have also 10, 19, 7, 19, 1 plus 9, 10. So the 2 highest card for love in the whole deck, and then the Chariot. So I think the self-love will take you through this challenge. And then we have also the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands comes underneath the Queen of Swords and the Page of Cups. So I think the people that seems to be your enemy in some way, or they're not approving of what you are doing, they don't like your change, or they might have they are getting energy out of making you upset or talking about you, so you will become upset. They want to have your attention, basically. I think these people have a very strong longing towards you, have a great attraction towards you, wants to be close to you, but just don't know maybe how to do this in a loving way. I think that this person will reach out. You have 2 cards for messages here. This Page of Cups is loving messages. Ace of Wands is a very high level of passion. So if a person didn't show so much passion for you before, they let you carry all the passion. You were the emotional one. You were the one with the feelings. You were the one with the longings. It's not like that anymore. You kind of say, screw this, I'm doing my own thing. And then this person starts to feel the passion for you because you are not preoccupied with doing something else. So you're not holding that energy anymore. So it kind of dumped on them to long and to obsess and to think about you and what you feel and what you want, because you are preoccupied with kind of calibrating yourself, so you don't worry so much about this bullshit. So if you are in a situation where you long for a person a lot and you think of them a lot, start to, you know, do other things with your time. Start to make your time meaningful, and the less you long for this person, the more they will also long for you and start to want to, you know, work on your relationship instead of just you doing all the worrying. Because it's like this, it's like 2 glasses, and there's a little pipeline in between. So if we are connected with the person in the way that you are connected with this person here, if one is stuffing down their emotions like water, pressing it down, it will shoot into this other cup, and that person will be like over dramatic, and this person will be, I don't care, I don't know what you're talking about, I can come and leave and go, and I don't feel what you do, I don't feel the pain, I don't feel the longing, I don't feel the emotions, I'm fine. And it's because everything is carried by this person. But when this person starts to, okay, I will deal with these emotions and maybe send back the crap that doesn't belong to me and deal with my own life, like bottom up, I will deal with my childhood issues and work through all my patterns, and I do it without thinking about you. This is about me here. Then you are kind of calming your waters, and it's not sprayed up anymore, it's kind of just sinks, and the other person is getting water coming into their cup. So they now starts to feel the longing, and it starts to become balanced instead of the unbalance. So you're here to balance things up, and the less you worry about them, the more responsibility you give to them to worry about what you have. If you were the one worrying a lot before and trying a lot of different things, they need to do that now. So then both people have been working on the relationship and tried their best to fix it, instead of just one working on it and trying to fix it. And here you also have the Wheel of Fortune. So that's saying revolution, and you have a lot of 10s already. 10, 10. Your self-love is making a revolution where what was once up will be down, and what was up down will be up. So you can see this in many relationships. It's often one person loving the other person more, and then something happened, there's a little shift, and it's the other way around. And it can feel very strange for the person that was on top before to be the one that's loving now, but it's just to step up and, you know, do the work, because the other person did the work for you before. So there's a little bit revolution going on, and for in most situations, or it will be the Pisces doing this revolution and starting to focus on themselves, and therefore the other person starts to focus more on building something solid for the future, something long lasting. They want to communicate, they want to fix the situation. So if you have a person that was very cold before, I don't see them being cold in the future. I'm seeing them you know, facing the water that came into their cup, and, you know, seeing the reality. Oh, this is how much I care for this person. This is how much I long for them. Oh, this is how much I want them. And they're going to do something about it. So I'm thinking there's balancing happening in relationships here, and you are the one seeing to that there's balance by quitting your old patterns of worrying. Okay, so I will take a card from Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection. See what's... oh, so too many cards maybe. You find what you seek. Yeah, it's kind of what I said. If you think that is something wrong with you, other people will tell you that there's things wrong with you. So but you need to go into this and check it out. If you ever suddenly found and been loved by someone amazing, awesome, fun and fantastic, chances are astronomical you will again. If you haven't yet found such a person, chances are astronomical you will. It's up to you, the universe. So this is also talking about how important it is when we have found someone we love to not treat them as garbage, because we might never meet such a person again. So it's telling us to be careful with the people that's important to us. Even if we get very high on our own thing here, the person is as valuable as it was before. It's just that there's a different energy to the balance. So don't become too you know, self-sufficient, so you forget about this connection, because it will hurt you in the future if you have neglected it. But mostly I'm thinking it's about this other person, that they might have finally found out what you are worth to them, okay? And they might understand that they will have big problems finding someone like you again. So this is what I mostly feel with this card, okay? And then I will take Oracle of the Angels with Mario Duguay and see what's going on with Pisces. Yeah, okay. Believe, 18. So you can see some similarities with the other 18, the Moon card. So something is going on here that wants to be looked at. Believe. Number 18. So I can hold up both these cards so you can see. Okay, believe in the mysterious and the wondrous way of the universe. Know that there are no mistakes and that everything happens for a reason, even if that reason is not always immediately obvious. It is safe to let go and allow yourself to be carried by the rivers of life. I live each situation in the light. I remain in harmony no matter what happens. I let go, I trust God, and I remain in touch with His love, increasing my inner spiritual strengths. So I'm thinking some of you have been very scared to stop caring about what other people think and stop caring about a certain person. But here it's like if you love this person and you're not sure they are loving you, so let them go and let the universe deal with them a little bit. It seems like something very good is cooking, because here is the universe dealing. So my dear Pisces, I hope this helped. It was very straightforward reading from my end anyway. It wasn't as complicated as Pisces reading can be, and I didn't get the sniffles. So I guess there's no less stress, and actually facing the waters, which the Virgo does here, instead of running away. But maybe a little bit running away. I don't think so. I just think that you're dealing with your own crap now, and that makes someone more eager to deal with the crap that you share. Okay, so I hope this helped. I want to wish you Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and also welcome back to my February reading that I will perform in the middle of January. Okay, bye bye.